You know, one of the things that has always made most people doubt NFTs is their lack of physicality, of tangibility. They say it can't be original or unique if it's digital. Now, you and I know that that's the wrong mindset, but something has just come about that might change the doubter's mind as well. That thing is called a Shibacal. And that word might mean absolutely nothing to you right now, but I'm about to change that because today I'm going to tell you exactly what a Shibacal is, how it works, and what's happening right now with this new product that is out there on the market. My name is Trent Kennelly. I'm a Web3 marketing strategist, and this is the best place for you to learn about Web3, NFTs, AI, and how to market it all. So if that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment to let me know how you want to kind of blend digital and physical spaces with Shibacals, which you're going to learn all about in just a second. But until then, let's get started. Okay, so what is a Shibacal? So this is a new way to verify ownership of a physical product via NFTs, okay? So I've talked about that physical product NFTization in the past, which you can check out in this video. But what's happening here is that the Shiba ecosystem has brought their own blockchain into this liminal space between a purely digital and a physical mix NFT. Now, at this moment, you're gonna see from their marketing materials that they've mostly put this out to push their own merchandise, which I guess is kind of cool, but honestly isn't that novel at the end of the day. That is until you see this line right here. These NFC chips can link to dynamic destinations, setting up a myriad of possibilities that are ideal for businesses. This also means that for those who are creators, say people who sell on Etsy or have their own website for creating products, they can simply add a Shibacal NFC tag and decide how they want to use this tag for their creations. That is what makes this so amazing. You aren't just buying NFT tag merchandise sold by Shiba. If that were the case, we could just go give this tech to Jake Paul and call it a day. That's about all there is to it. It's kind of boring. So here's how this works. Any item in the physical world that you want to tie to an NFT can be tied using an NFC tag token. It's this little physical coin looking thing that holds the data related to your item. And the way that interacts is using NFC or near field communication. So this is the same technology that you use to pay for things in your local convenience store when you're using Apple Pay or other payment methods on your phone. It's a system that allows you to stick your phone next to that coin and see the verification details of that NFT. And look, I don't want to make this sound like roses and sunshine. It's still a bit technical. You still need to implement this technology into a smart contract, which means you need to be able to code or to hire a coder to do the work for you. But honestly, that's just the reality of the space right now. This sort of stuff will smooth over time. And actually with this new technology right now, it's starting to. All right, so pretty clear concept, right? But why is this such a big deal? Well, let's start with the broadest answer, and that is this. If you want to get the most people involved in Web3 and NFTs, and to really bring it to its fullest potential, you absolutely do want that. You need to make it interesting, fun, and most importantly, easy. And I've talked about this problem more generally in this video, but let's just go through a quick scenario. So let's pretend I'm a regular dude on the street and I walk into a clothing shop. You don't have to pretend, I do that. Pick your favorite clothing shop, Gucci, Louis, Zara, whatever you want, okay? I don't know anything about NFTs as a patron of this shop or Web3, but I do know about the kind of fashion I like, and I know what's gonna hold value for resale down the line. So I walk into the store, I find something I love, I buy it, and I leave. The only problem is that now I walk a little further, I turn a corner, and I see knockoffs of this same thing I just bought being sold on every corner. They look identical to the original that I just bought for way more in that store. So it's really, really hard to tell the difference until you're trying to resell it to a verified reseller. But what happens if I add some extra protections, things that you couldn't fake? Like, for instance, the company takes a Shibacal tag and attaches it to my purchase. It looks more or less like an air tag, though a little bit smaller. And now all I have to do is download an app that lets me verify ownership, because along with the purchase of that product, you're getting an NFT transferred in your name. So next time something comes up and somebody's trying to verify the ownership, it's as simple as showing the NFT certificate on your phone. That's all it takes. And that should already sound great, but it goes even further than that. What if I wanted to build stronger community around NFT linked clothing holders, right? I have a faster and easier way of reaching out to known audiences of people who have already purchased something from me in the past, which brings back one of those pillar rules of marketing. And that is that it's cheaper and easier to get a customer to buy a second time than it is for them to come buy from you the first time. Because people have already purchased from me before. So a lot of those initial fears and worries that people have before they decide to make a purchase are either confirmed or they're gone, right? So your product either proves to be a waste of time and money and they're never going to come back and buy from you again, or hopefully, you're proving this marketing principle right by making these purchasers excited to buy from you for a second time. And you can go even further than that, right? Like that's one pillar. There's so much more we can do, such as integrating your physical and digital marketing approaches to blend these things together and encourage more engagement, and beyond that, more Web3 use generally, because this is a small foot in the door, but it can do amazing things for pushing more people into Web3. Okay, so what's next after this? As far as Shibacals themselves are concerned, they're not actually out yet. We're going to look at the merch launch and we're going to pay close attention to what happens on the NFT side of things, because alongside with this Shibarium ecosystem, they're also teasing some special utilities just for holders of a Shibacal linked item. So that's going to be really important in the initial phase to see how things play out. But I think the more important question is what this means for the space. So Web3 has always kind of held itself somewhat apart from the rest of the web. Its very decentralized nature even seems to demand that at times. And while the ownership portions of that equation are no doubt a great thing to have that decentralized ownership of things, it, like all things on the web, still requires critical mass to be truly successful. You need that huge group of people getting involved, because if you don't, no matter how excited the base you have is, it will just never produce enough to keep the whole thing sustainable. It just won't. You need more people. So what this ultimately means is that another level of ease and incentive is being added to blockchain involvement. So you still might have to go through a few steps to get a wallet set up. That just seems to be the case right now. But that kind of setup is getting closer and closer to just being something that's understandable, kind of like adding an app to your brand new smartphone in 2009. It's still a little hard for non-technical people to understand, but to more tech native people, those being people who simply understand how to use their phone, this is looking more and more natural all the time. So if that normalization of a physical blockchain is coming, what should you do to prepare here? Now, it of course depends, like all things, on what you're selling and what you want to be doing to get more people involved. But no matter what you're trying to get out into the world, there are a few steps that you are going to need to take. First, you need to clearly identify what you want to get out of implementing Shibacals. This might be things like higher repurchase rate or more community involvement or greater organic reach. Choose your key performance indicator, your KPI, and go with that. Then you want to design the incentives. Now, I don't know if you've considered incentives, but I think you absolutely should. That's a really, really big deal here, because you don't want it to just be another thing that people have to sign up for. And everybody gets exhausted by that, right? Think about all of the newsletters you've been asked to sign up for over the years. I don't want to do that. If you're not giving people incentives, if you're not giving people reasons to care about why they want to be involved in this way, then you're not going to get them to sign up. It'll just be another newsletter email, right? So boring, nobody's going to do it. Then get your smart contract prepared. You need to clearly lay out what you want to allow people to do and have access to when they have a Shibacal. This is kind of the heart of the whole thing. Now, I can't find any developer documentation yet, so I don't think it's out just yet. But in any case, you can plan this out and you can kind of plan what that smart contract needs to look like and get more specific when that developer documentation is actually out there. And by the way, at the same time you're doing all of this, you should start your advertising push. You should let people know via every channel that you have that you're starting this program. Now, the advertising in this case will by necessity come with some education as well, because the general public has been kind of conditioned to mistrust NFTs in general. So you should take some time to help people who already trust you understand why you're doing this and what they're going to get out of it. And that last part is really, really important. People don't care about facts as much as they care about why in the world they should care about what you're offering. So make sure to always position this as a benefit and not just a feature. So there you go. There's the breakdown. This is going to be huge for the NFT space and Web3 more generally. I cannot wait to see what people are going to be doing to get done here and make this physical digital mix a reality. Let me know how you want to blend the digital and physical world with NFTs. I would love to know. Otherwise, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, and I will catch you in the next one.